Hey guys, it's look liking to see all the comments already, and yeah, it has been. Sorry, it has been a very crazy past 2 weeks. I mean, who knew that Ethereum would basically go up that fast, that quickly? I mean, I expected it to, but I didn't expect it to happen that fast. If any of you were in the Discord live stream last Tuesday, we were talking about Ethereum as well, and having it basically just broke 4K at that time. And yeah, we predicted some levels where we would expect to see a sell-off, and that's exactly what happened around the 4,800, 74 to 4,800, or 47 to 4,800. That's exactly when that sell-off happened, and that's what we're seeing right now. Like these two levels we posted is basically exactly where it's bouncing on the daily chart, at least. A lot of lines. I'm gonna be cleaning up my chart in a little while, but just wanted to show that movement. almost I got it almost exactly right, but it's basically because, as I said, as there was so much bullish volume that I expected it to hit that price no matter what. And the only thing I was doubtful of if it would hit 5K and go back to that 47 or sooner. But we saw this exact same movement happen on the way to 4K. We basically saw this exact same level at 36 to 37. I don't think the downtrend will happen yet. I mean, yeah, it's a big sell-off, but basically, if we look, it's only a few percent. Like, it's not. I wouldn't be panicking over 3.5%, at least not yet. I haven't sold anything. Maybe I should have taken some profits, but in all fairness, I was a little drunk last night, so I was preoccupied with other stuff. But I'm fine leaving it in anyway. I would have said limit orders if I really wanted to take profit. But yeah, as Milan is saying, just a little healthy correction is what I think is happening. And I gathered a few articles on my Twitter page as well. We're expecting rate cuts, which is another very bullish thing we're expecting. Even Connor has posted it, 94.4% chance of rate cuts in September, which will most likely push the prices even higher because of the euphoria it will bring alongside it. Bitcoin's doing extremely well as also corrected it down a little bit. But basically, what we need to be doing as well is BlackRock just bought crap. I totally forgot to share my screen, but BlackRock is also buying Ethereum. But give me 1 second and I'll share my screen. Now it looks like I'm frozen. So what is going on? Oh, there we are. Yeah, my bad. Completely spaced on that one. But as I was saying, let me grab my Ethereum chart just to prove my point again. So as I was saying, we're now exactly between these levels, on the way to the 5K. But we saw the exact same price movement on Ethereum at the 36 to 37. Basically, that bullish flag, which I drew at the time and broke up. I think something similar will happen here. The sell-off is bigger, but there's still so much bullish news, bullish volume in that I'm not too worried about that at all. So let's go back to my Twitter page. We are expecting rate cuts. Even Connor's posted it. There's like a 94% chance of rate cuts in September. And basically, BlackRock just bought $500 million worth of Ethereum. So there is no reason why we should not be doing the same thing. Oh, damn, it is so hot in here. Sorry, it is blazing. It's like we're having a little bit of a heat wave in here, and I'm inside the only room that is not air conditioned in my house, which by next year will definitely be air conditioned. But for this year, yeah, I just have to bear with it. But as I said, BlackRock is buying Bitcoin. Tom Lee is super bullish on Bitcoin. The Ethereum dominance is rising. Bitcoin dominance apparently is falling, which is all really good considering we want Ethereum and the altcoins. We want those to go up. We want to make money on our other assets, basically. And Ethereum ETF see. So this is extremely bullish still. So I see no reason why we should start seeing big sell-offs happen right now. I mean, this is mostly profit taking, which is what I would expect. I mean, in total, it's 6%. It averaged out to a little less, around 4%. But yeah, I'm just not worried about it. Actually, I think now would be a good time to start buying. Maybe if you like longing, a low leverage long could happen, because if, depending on tomorrow, basically depending on where we end up on the chart, but we could see. I need to use a different color than green. Let's grab a blue. There we go. So depending on how tomorrow goes, we could see another bullish flag and basically see it break up again. Let's delete that line from Tuesday. But with how close we are to 5K, I'm not worried. I'm definitely think we're gonna hit that 5K. And like I said, it kind of depends on how today closes and how tomorrow goes, because it is a bigger sell-off. But even if it happens, like, this would be prime entry. I think around the 4K mark would be a very good price to buy Bitcoin, especially if you didn't buy it around here. I managed to buy at 3,500, so roughly here. But other than that, I think this is going to be the last times we're going to see these prices. So if we manage to be able, if we can manage to buy again at 4K, yeah, I'd be delighted to do that. And I'm probably gonna set a limit order like right after this stream around 4K, and maybe just buy a little around the 4,500 mark as well, because there's so much positivity on Ethereum. I think we're going to be very good if we open a leverage long. I think around 5K, a low leverage long, depending on how long you intend to keep the trade open. Let's grab the 1 hour for that. Oh crap, that's not what I wanted to do. So let's say you open it roughly there. Oh, it's the wrong one. So you could do something like this, but if you intend to keep it open longer, I mean, you could do something like this. Obviously your stop loss will have to be, I think, somewhere around there. You could spread your entries as well. It kind of depends on how you trade. Compounded Ethereum to patient. looking to rebuy low. Yeah, I think that's a solid strategy. I think it's gonna hold roughly around this area. I think it's gonna reverse because yeah, there's a big sell-off, but there's also a lot being bought up. So a lot of people and companies and whatever are buying this dip. So like I said, I don't see the drive to push it all the way back down here. I mean, it could technically. Nobody knows for sure, but relatively, I'm actually hoping it does because I'd rather buy here than here. But bottom line is, I want to own more Ethereum. So either I buy it roughly around this price or at that price. But yeah, the very big hourly sell-off, but also very big hourly buys. And now there's a very small sell-off. So what I'm thinking is sellers have been exhausted already. As we're watching, it actually is starting to break down. But let's say it does that, then I think like somewhere around this area is where I think 4,300 would be a logical buying zone. Either an entry here and an entry here, possibly there. Like you could try this trade and basically enter in this trade. So let's say you open here and you end up in you should adjust the stop loss. Then of course you should be trading this. There we go. But that's the downside with this position tool. You can't compound the trade, So if I would open a trade, low leverage long, I usually spread my entries. So let's say this does go in the red and it would hit your stop loss. I would just DCA into the trade. So I would enter a little bit above it to avoid that stop loss. So I would stack this trade onto that trade. And then basically if it does this, you would already be way in profit when it basically hits that line. So when it goes back to your original entry, you're already secured with a good profit, and you could already take profits at that point. But I don't know, it really depends on how you trade and how you want to trade. You could wait it out, like you could wait to see a little bit more buying power around this area. So wait for the next hourly candle in 45 minutes, wait to see what it does. If we start seeing some more buying power, like we don't really have a market open yet, so it'd be like tomorrow morning. So it'd be a few hours. I'd wait for tomorrow morning to see what it does. Wait to see what it does at the London Open. Yeah, breakout around 30. Could scale in strong. Yeah. I always try to do that. Always use a stop loss and try to, once it goes into very worst case, you lose or you lose out on some profit, but at least you have profit. You get stopped out in profit, which makes it a free trade. Sorry about that. It is so hot in here. I'm just trying to drink water to stay to keep from melting. So I don't know why, but my internet is cutting out. So I am still here, but I'm not exactly sure what my webcam is doing right now. Just give me a quick check. Like, what the hell is going on? OBS is messed up at the moment. I am, but I literally think my PC is getting so hot because it is so hot in here that I think it's messed up. Just give me 1 second. I see it now. So I use my phone as a webcam, and my phone is overheating. So right now I will have to do it. I'm close to Amsterdam. So right now I have to keep streaming without my face for a little bit, but luckily the sound is still working. Ah, there we go. It's back. There we go. There we go. It should work. If it's not, it's gonna go. Yeah, it's overheating. So yeah, I'll have to continue for a little bit without the face. I've only been there on a layover. There we go. We have screen again. But yeah, we're back again. Yeah, it's just distracting, you know. Like I said, I've gotta get AC up in this room because I think it's 36 or 37 degrees in here. It's just too blazingly hot. And I thought I could outlast it for this summer, but I thought wrong. So I'm definitely gonna get air conditioning set up for this room for next year. But yeah, this is what I'm expecting to happen for Ethereum. I generally like. There is even 4,700. There is so much positive news for Ethereum right now. I think Ethereum is stealing the show, especially right now. I think it's going to continue. I don't see the reason why Ethereum is now gonna go down. I don't see it happening, especially with numbers like this. But having said that, where is that article? I had another article open. Yeah, I think XRP and Solana and Sui, I think they're gonna have that chance to shine as well. I think right now nobody is buying it, and I think that's a reason why I should be buying it. Because like Ethereum, we see right now it's gone up quite considerably. So if you're just starting to stack your Ethereum, then yeah, it's riskier because it's already gone up as much. But honestly, right now, I think XRP and Solana, like they're sleeping. They're not being actively bought as actively. I mean, XRP has very little price movement right now, and Solana as well, and the volume is down as well. So I think right now it could be like XRP could start to do the Ethereum market cap route. Like it could, I won't say, well, technically it could double. We could see it double. Market cap wise, it could do it. Like I'm not 100% sure that will happen, but I'm thinking of moving some money into XRP and Solana as opposed to just because the companies like BlackRock, Fidelity, etc., all those companies are also, like, it's not being highlighted as much, but they were also planning on strategically buying Bitcoin or XRP and Solana. So they're less popular right now, and I think that's the time to be buying it. Like, you don't want to buy it when everyone is zeroing in on it. You want to be first in, first out, basically. Even though I'm really not the first out because I'm holding all my crypto for at least another 10 years, but yeah, I think it could be a good time. And I had another look on Solana. We did a little analysis of Solana last Tuesday as well, and basically a similar thing happened. Price had started to compress a little, and it broke up, and well, it down and it hit that resistance level here. It's not a huge resistance, but it did hit it. So I think that's basically what happened as well. And it's obviously Solana follows the bigger coins. So for Solana, I would say like that 160 line, this area would be prime buying area if it does come back down as much. Otherwise, the 177, like 170, 180, I think is a good price. But maybe wait to see what it does right now. So BNB, I've talked about it a little bit the last few weeks. BNB used to be like really popular. It was like the Binance Smart Chain was the first network which was very popular in DeFi, very cheap, very fast, very quick to create meme coins like SafeMoon, etc. All those were the first generation of back then named shitcoins. Eventually it morphed into meme coins, but back then Binance Smart Chain was stealing the show. And obviously Binance being probably the biggest crypto exchange in the world, and there's benefits to using their native token, so a lot of people still hold it. It was very popular back in the day, and like I really don't hold much BNB anymore, but I'm kind of like, I'm always checking up on Binance, even though I can't use the exchange anymore. I'm still checking up on it. Like I find it strange that they're not producing products, or they're not really pushing anything to push that volume back into that BNB token. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's popular to get a discount, to get some rebates and stuff like that. That's why BNB is still, I think, is still popular. And obviously a lot of people trade on Binance. I can't anymore, sadly, but there's massive benefits for those who hold and stake it or use it to produce their payments, or basically trade against it. So I think it's going to stay popular, it's going to stay relevant, and as money flows into it to be used on their platform, I think it's going to naturally grow. But I would have expected Binance to I don't know, to come out with something like produce a partnership, produce a new credit card system or something along those lines. I had expected that, and that's why I do try to read up on basically on Watcher Guru as well, like latest altcoin news. I'm always like scanning for the next option, like is there something which will trigger the next big buyout? And this is one of those articles. This is what got me thinking, like, hey, everyone's focused on Ethereum. I think we should start focusing on other coins as well. So that's basically a similar thing for Tron as well. Also super fast, super cheap network, has great use case. But yeah, it's just not hot right now. There's not really anything pulling investors into it right now, at least. So yeah, it has a big following, it has big prices, but that's why it's not being talked about. There's not really anything happening. Well, let's grab that chart real quick. Let's grab the daily. Ooh. You know what? Let's grab it here, because this is a little bit cleaner, a little bit better to read. I still think it's just a slight profit taking, slight correction. Like even with the movement, the 24-hour change, it's 4%, 3%. For crypto, that's nothing. What I do kind of hate, though, we hit that $4 trillion. I'm always rambling about $4 trillion market cap, total crypto market cap. because we need more fresh money in crypto, which right now it's happening on the back end, but not on the open markets. But we hit that 4 trillion and we've just slightly dipped below that again. And I want to see us go like 4.3, 4.4. That's what I think when that will be 4.3 or 4.4 is when we will see the altcoins start to go up, because that's when volume will start to spread around percentage wise. Like Bitcoin is over 50%. This is a smaller percentage. That's a smaller percentage. I think percentage wise, we will see a trickle down effect with as the total crypto market cap rises. So it's not logical that if Bitcoin's market cap starts going up, that starts going up, that starts going up, all the other altcoins will also start to go up. And we need more new money for that, because the people buying XRP right now or already holding XRP right now are only adding slight portions. We need big new buyers to start funding in their XRP portfolios, or basically XRP into their portfolios. Similar for BNB and Tron and Dogecoin, ADA, etc. All the coins. We need, like I said, we need new money. That's what's going to fuel an alt season. And of course, Bitcoin's dominance falling off, and basically price of Bitcoin going down a little, and that volume moving into Ethereum will also push it up. I'm not saying that will be the only way to increase prices, but that is the way to push new levels and to keep them. That's at least how I see it. When you draw PF on the total market cap, median line hasn't hit yet, so there's still room to move upwards. What do you mean with PF, by the way? It could be because it's 40 degrees in here, but I'm kind of drawing a blank on it. For Ethereum, I think if this is indeed, we've had the daily low, this is basically how we close at the end of the day, then I see a green candle tomorrow. And if that happens, we have that same bullish flag we had here. So it's basically bull flag, bull flag. So let's just draw that. We drew the exact same flag at that time, and it broke. Oh crap! It broke up, and there we went. So I think we'll see the same thing happen. I think we will see something like this happening. Don't mind my drawing, but I think this is something we will see happen. Let's just clean that up a little bit. And if it does decide to break down, I think 4,300 roughly around this area would be a great place to buy more Ethereum. So I'm gonna wait to see what tomorrow morning does. If tomorrow morning starts building up the price again, that's when I'm gonna be buying. Oh, Pitchfork. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm just not seeing, like, my trading style is a little different from other traders. I basically do more like naked price action than actual chart patterns, etc. I like to see what prices are doing. Like if we're seeing something like this on the daily, that's basically exactly the same what happened here. Like a big, when I'm starting to get bullish, that's when I'm starting to think like, hey, this is a place where we're catching, that's where we buy. And it's exactly what I did, by the way. I bought at 3,500. All right, so my entire laptop is now freezing. I think it's just too hot in here. So Yeah, I think I'm just gonna close the stream. I have time for a few questions if anyone has one, but I think it's just too hot in here. I think my computer is overheating or something. That is a great price, though. I would hold that Ethereum until, well, not until I die, but I would hold that Ethereum for another 10 years. I actually did buy a little bit around that price as well, just not as much as I would have liked. I bought that a few years back, actually, when I first got into crypto, basically. I'm not exactly sure what the price was at that time, but so if anyone has a question, I can answer it. Yeah, probably around December. November, December is where it's historically has always been bad months trading wise, if we look at stock markets, etc. So I think those months will be, I think roughly before those months would be where you yeah, so I do intend to sell, but I won't sell everything. Like I take profits, but I've learned my lesson not to sell everything. I mean, you could sell everything and buy back in the bear market, but last year we had the Trump effect. So instead of prices going down, they went up massively. I expect them to come back in the next cycle, basically. So yeah, we will see a bear market, but what I think is different this time is that a lot of retail is moving in, a lot of big companies are moving in, and I don't see them letting the price drop 80%. They'll buy it up way before that. Or they'll start taking massive profits. It could happen. The reason why I'm not worried is because that's why I'm not big on leverage trading. I also expect prices to basically every crypto price have at least 1 0 behind it in another 10 years. So yeah, I could end up in the red. Or I sell everything and I could miss out on some profits. But if I buy and hold and just keep buying more, I'll average out my prices, and I won't be in a loss. That's basically what I intend to do, because it's the age-old saying from, basically it's a Warren Buffett quote, like timing the market will always be worse than time in the market. And what I do, that's what I've been talking about a lot of streams. I try to find alternatives. So staking, the dual investment video I made, trying to utilize your crypto while you're holding it. So there's even some lender markets where you could lend it out at an increased rate, a little bit higher than just staking it. And I'm not saying you should do that with all your crypto, but that's why I use like 10 different crypto exchanges. At this time, it's a little less because a lot of them got banned by the EU, but I use multiple exchanges. I use multiple platforms. Every single platform has different benefits and downsides. That's why I like to diversify. And also it's risk protection. So I wouldn't hold all my money in one exchange. I prefer to have it in wallets, but sometimes you have to have it on exchanges for either trading or buying or staking or lending or the dual investment thing. So I do look at different angles to maximize that profit and to basically stack profits, basically compound interest the hell out of all your crypto holdings. And that's how I intend to beat the bear market as well. In it. Let's grab that really quickly. But to answer your question, Tang, really quickly, I do expect them to bounce back up, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum. Not all altcoins will, just to tell you the truth. Not all at that price level. They'll go down probably go back up depending on what you buy. I would not hold meme tokens in the bear market because meme tokens, 99% of them crash and burn and go to absolutely zero. So you will be holding pennies by the end. So meme tokens and very low cap altcoins, I would sell those. But Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'm not worried about at all. No. I wasn't answering the guy above you. Just wanted to summarize his question. I like utility tokens. I like a project. I like something that a team is actively developing for, something they're actively trying to solve, either a problem or something, which in turn makes them profitable. If they're profitable, they benefit from having their crypto going up as well. So if they have a solid team, they're actively developing, the market cap is very juicy as well, because a $68 million market cap is peanuts. Like, let's say that does, let's call it 100, and if it goes to $1 billion, that's immediate a 10x. So it has the potential to do like a 12x if it does turn out to be legit and starts going up. Like, I do not know anything about the project specifically, but I would say the price is relatively stable now for months, and it's looking okay. So that could be an ideal buy the dip moment. So messages like this, when they're actively doing technical analysis on this, I don't believe in technical analysis on small cap altcoins. All these altcoins, technical analysis will not work. If Bitcoin tanks, they tank. Do all the technical analysis you want, it's not going to line up. What it basically runs on is hype and news. So if they get extremely good news, that's what will push prices. Let's say they get a really good listing somewhere, or they announce a partnership or a utility or a real world physical product which you can use it with. That's what's going to push the price. So but basically solve the problem that Ethereum has with their layer 2. So I like that it's doing that, but it's a dime a dozen project right now. So they'll need an edge, something to prove that they can solve it, or that their project is the one that's going to be used. And obviously with a lower cap altcoin, it's always going to be a gamble, because as an investor, you're taking a massive risk. And yeah, it could really pay off. It could really pay off, but that's the risk we take. That's why I also try to say, like, scale your portfolio accordingly. Like, I'm big in Bitcoin, big in Ethereum, big in Solana, Sui, etc. But I also buy tokens like this, but just with a lot smaller portions. So you don't want to be risking like 50% of your net worth in this token, or at least not what I would do. I would be looking at maybe a few percent or a few $100 or something like that. You could scale in over time, but yeah, it looks like a good buy the dip moment for it in general. I think it's been relatively stable. It's not very likely 40% or 60%. Yeah, so that makes sense. That makes sense to do that. So on its all-time, it's down 40%. So it's very likely to have at least a little bounce up. So I think that's, yeah, it's looking okay. Grass. I have not heard about that one. Yeah. I think everything is overheating in here, including me. So Revolut is actually doing new listings right now. I gotta check that out. So this is really So it had a massive price movement, and now it's relatively stable. So it's paired with AI. I don't know. That looks interesting. So it's relatively new. It did really well. Now it's down. Circulating supply. So it doesn't have a max supply, which that's something that worries me. I don't really like tokens that can print more. Like, I don't know a lot about this, but market cap wise, obviously it's very interesting. I mean, it's relatively new, so you don't really know what it's going to do, but I know AI right now is quite interesting. It is quite hot. So yeah, I mean, it looks like a solid buy for a small cap altcoin. Like I said, do your own due diligence and basically try to protect yourself on that. Like, as far as altcoins go, it could be interesting. I have a lot of wallets. Huh. Like, I don't know what it does, but like, I'm hoping you didn't buy on any of these tops. If you, now would be a time to double up and basically average out your buying price a lot better, then you'd sooner be in a sizable profit. So it is 80% down from its all-time high, but I mean, that's, if you're new to the project, that doesn't really matter to you. You could get in and grab, like, let's say it goes back to that 2, that would be more than a 2x if you buy now and it goes back to 2. That's an interesting idea, actually. Oh yeah, to gather data for AI training. So that is an interesting idea. Then that could make them profitable. So they would be making money. And what would make this, to me, a very solid project is if they put profits back into their own token. So if they do unannounced timed buybacks, that would sell it to me. That's what would make me buy it, basically. But I'm not in a lot of smaller cap altcoins at the moment. I have a few, but I'm more focused on building up my Ethereum portfolio at the moment, and Solana, Sui, etc. So I'm more focused at the bigger altcoins right now. But that's personal preference. That's to each his own. Yeah, so that's why I don't like that maximum supply, that no max supply. So technically they could start printing more tokens, which would dilute the value of its holders, for their holders. And while it's massively profitable for them, it sucks for us. So that's why I don't like. I get why they don't have a maximum supply, because they would need to generate tokens to pay out that profits, that renting profits. But there's been a lot of shady business with projects like this in the past. And basically look at Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity was a gaming project. You could play the game and mine tokens, and you could sell those tokens for real world money. Now, what ended up happening, it was very profitable at the start, so it became industrialized. So people with money started buying very worthwhile tokens, monsters, and just renting out to outsourcing it to basically India and stuff. And people were massively playing that game. They started to generate massive amount of tokens. And each time the price even started to go up, they would just massively sell off all those free tokens, basically. So that game became so hyperinflationary that either you had to be very, very rich to either get into the game and even make a profit, or you were left holding the bag, basically. And I think even now, if you buy that project and the price starts to go up, there's still people selling off those tokens they held. So that's the downside. They become so hyperinflationary that, yeah, that it'll just tank your project. It'll tank your value. It'll dilute everything. So that's the downside to. That's why I don't like no max supply tokens. Bullish on base, yeah, I actually am, but I think the base network is a very good idea. They didn't have their native token, which I disliked. I do hold it, like a few memes which got recommended to me by a few members of the base team in the past. I bought those. One of them being Mr. Miggles, for example. Also, there's not too much hype on it, you know. There's not. I like it. It's very user friendly. It's very cheap to use. It's very fast. But like I said, there's too much crypto in the market. Like Sui does the same thing basically. Solana does the same thing basically. AVAX does the same thing basically. It needs an edge. It needs something to make me say, yeah, Base is it. Base is the next new network. I'm moving everything I have onto Base. I like it, but I'm kind of waiting for the shock and awe thing, like something that's oh crap, I need to get onto Base. Like I have a few $100 in the Base wallet somewhere, but I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. Yeah, I mean Arrow is the swap, right? The DEX platform for it. So that's not it's like not the network token, but the DEX token, kind of like Cake on Pancake Swap on BNB. I did used to like a lot of those DEX swap tokens as well. I bought a lot of them in the past on every new network which came out, like Trader Joe on AVAX, and I did make a lot of profit on it. I made a lot of profit on Pancake Swap as well. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should buy it. Let's check it out. Yeah, I mean Coinbase. It's similar to like Binance, like I said, Binance and Pancake Swap. And yeah, it's good that it's behind it, but it's not like like Coinbase itself is actively pushing that price up right now. I mean, it is in my market cap sweet spot. I've talked about it in the past, like $1 to $2 billion market caps is what I really like, because it's a relatively stable project. It's very likely to hold that $1 billion market cap. And technically it could still do a 10x, like a move from $1 or $2 billion to $12 billion or $10 billion is doable. So it could do a 10x, 5x, 6x, which is all massive profit, which is all good. Damn, it did have a lot of price movement. That is agreeable. So if you got in around these prices, yeah, you'll be cheering for sure. So I'm not saying it's a bad investment. Yeah, but I don't use Coinbase because I live in a different country. I have other options, other crypto exchanges. So maybe that's why it's a bit hidden from me, I suppose. Like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad project. It's freezing up again. So I'm just waiting to see if my computer comes back, but I'm gonna close out the stream in a little bit. There we go. So yeah, I think it's still overheating everything in here, but yeah, I'll close out on this. I'm not saying it's a bad project. I'm just also saying, like, I cannot spread myself too thin on like 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 different crypto tokens. I to each his own, of course. But I think there's also you don't want to dilute yourself too much. Like buying, let's say you have $1,000 and you only buy $10 of every different crypto, you're gonna lose track of it. You cannot keep track of everything. You're also thinking, oh, it's just a small amount. I'll keep trading it, or I'll move it, or I'll sell it, and you end up missing out on a lot of profit you could have had if you've specialized yourself into more selectively. That's what I think. Alien base, smaller decks do limit orders. So I kind of like that, projects that do that, limit orders on a DEX platform. I think it's very cool because it eliminates the need for an exchange which could technically take your money. So I think that's good. Could be interesting. I'm not saying it's bad. I am gonna start closing out the stream, guys, because once again it is blazingly hot in here, and even my computer is starting to struggle right now. So yeah, this has not been the best stream, but I think it's just too hot in here. And probably if next week is going to be this hot again, I'm just going to move to a different room. So I will not have my sleek studio with my awesome screen in the background. But yeah, this is it's just too hot right now. All right. Thanks all for watching, by the way. And yeah, if you like the stream, please leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you all next week again on the Wednesdays and Fridays again. So have a great weekend in advance. And yeah, just don't worry, is what I would say. I'm not worried about the crypto, about Ethereum and Bitcoin prices right now. I think we're going to see the 5K anytime soon. Have a good one, guys. See you next week.